Hello and welcome back to another Digging the Game, where we play computer games as archaeologists. Once again, I'm joined by the wonderful Liv. Hello, Liv.
Hi.
Hello, and incidentally, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you
Yeah.
and to all the Supians.
Indeed, all the Supians. I don't know about you, but I'm just sort of in the mood once again to enjoy a bit of C14 dating, hence the reason why we're here. But I can't quite remember where we're up to, so this is also going to be a bit of a catch-up, I think. A quick catch-up
Who
session.
we're dating, what are we doing?
Yeah, who's talking to who. But that's just the complicated nature of dating in archaeology. But just as a quick catch up for those people at home who may, or hopefully they've watched the other parts of this series so far. But this has been one of the best archaeological content games we've ever played.
Yeah,
it's
amazing.
It's just incredible how this game. I was fully expecting it to be just a sloshy pseudo archaeological veneer over a dating simulator, but actually they've really done their research, and I love this game for it. So with that in mind, let's dive in. Gonna click start. Oh, not start. No, it's continue. It's continue. I want to click. I'll go back. Exit game. Exit game. Oh no, not exit. Ah! Okay. It's the new year. It's fine. It's fine. And do you know what? I don't mind. I'm gonna keep this section of the video in there. Okay. So continue. Let's go full screen on this. There we go. Continue. There we go. And was it September? Wow. Must have been September we last played this. Here we go. Okay, so we're doing an excavation. That's what we're up to. And at the moment, this is the reason why we stopped. It's because this particular dig looks quite complicated.
Yeah.
So so each number dictates the number of holes that you dig in that corresponding column or row, I think. So okay, so this one is easy. 1 in this whole section here, and 6. So that must be 1 there.
Yeah.
Now you're slightly blocking my view. Let's move you over here. There we go.
Okay. Fine.
1. So
that should be fairly easy too.
So yeah, there'll be 1. So that'll presumably that's 1 in the top square and 1 in the bottom square.
I think so.
Okay. So
yeah, click it.
Let's go there. 1 and 1, maybe. Now that's 1 on here. So let's see.
Presumably
1,
there.
And then there. I mean, do you think there might be multiple answers to this?
I don't know.
Multiple ways of doing it. So 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3. Oh dear. How does that work? So 2 blocks of 2, I guess, and a 3. Oh, okay. This is kind of nerve-wracking. So 1, 1, 1. No, that can't be there. How does this work? 2 there. And then, no, 3 though. Oh. Any thoughts?
No.
This isn't why you're here, Liv. You're here to help me.
I'm here for cute commentary.
Oh. 1.
I mean, the first row should be fairly safe to put something in, since it's going to be 6 sideways.
Yeah. Okay, so 1, 2. Oh no, except that's not a block of 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
But then you have too many on the down, on the one that's 1, 1.
Oh
second.
yeah, that's right. Okay. So there. Let's go there.
But maybe that one should be. Oh, I'm trying to point at the screen.
Not again.
But I was thinking that the lowest in the first half.
Yeah.
If you go in the first half. So if you go up there should only be one, and there's two right now.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. So take that out.
So if you move that one up
to there, maybe.
Yeah.
And take that out there, put that there. And that can be 2.
But there's nothing.
Oh no, that's a 0. That's a 0. Yep, yep. Okay, what about if that's like that? 2, 2. And then we take that and that out. No, that's not right.
The third.
Oh, actually, no, that could be 1. 1, and then there's like a block of 3. So that used to come out anyway.
Yeah.
So 1, 2, 3, maybe?
Maybe. And I mean, we got a row of 10s down there.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh yeah, that's all the way across. Okay, that's good to know. And how does that? So that means that this 2, 2 must be like that.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah. And then that can't be like that, so that has to be.
Yeah. So probably on the first then. The 3, 6.
There.
Ah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Although that's a block of 2, so maybe that goes there.
Maybe.
So, yeah, maybe.
I don't know if we're doing this too complicated, trying to solve it like a Sudoku or not.
Shall we check? Or is that? Oh no, there's
we
a
still
hint.
have one on the lowest row that we haven't put out.
Oh, that's true. There's 161 here.
Oh.
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 Oh. It's 1, 2,
So,
3.
Possibly. I don't know.
2, 1, 3. So that's a 3. 2. 1. Although that can't. Oh man, that can't.
Just leave it there for.
Okay.
But there's so many in that one row.
Yeah, I know. So 1. Okay, 3. So that can be a yeah.
Yeah.
And then 1. No, it has to be a 3. Sorry. So maybe like that.
Yeah.
Oh, that has to be a 2, 2 though. Do you know what? That's. It's not. Well, it's not fine. No, it's not fine. How about that? No, that's a 1, 3, 1. So we get rid of that, and they go. So now we have 1, 1 in that row. Okay. There's 1 in all of that. 1. Oh, okay. So we're wrong.
But that's fine because you can remove that one, and then you get the right amount.
Although we have to have that out because that's 1, 3. So 1 somewhere in here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Oh, that's only 2, and we have 3. So should we get rid of that because that's 1, 1? Yeah.
Yeah.
So 1, 2, 3, 1. That says. So if we go there. 2. Oh, there's 4.
Good.
I guess.
Good.
Yeah.
Have we solved it maybe?
No, because 161 here. So.
But don't we only need to have like 90% right?
I think so. Okay. Well, tell you what. Okay, let's check.
Yeah.
Incorrect. Should we try a hint? Okay. Click the numbers to reveal part of the answer. So, Should we try this one?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so that's 161, literally. Okay, so if we... Oh, that's done it for us, okay.
Yeah.
So that means that, okay, that's that one.
But maybe that was the only thing we had wrong.
Okay, check. Incorrect. Now, I know we were saying this is realistic archaeology, but this bit is a bit arbitrary.
It's not.
No. So 1 3 1 1 2 2 2 3. Okay. 1 3 1 1 2. So actually, there you go. Yeah. So that's 2 2. 2. Um, 2 2 3. So 3 1. Has it got to be like that? I guess it has, hasn't it? If it's going to have breaks.
Yeah.
So now this row is wrong. So 1. So that can't be right. That can't be right. This row is wrong now, actually, as well. So that has to be one of them there. If it's 2 2, then it has to be like that, I guess. So to get to the 4, I need to get rid of that. That's 3. Yep, in here. That's I need to get rid of one more. So 1 1 2 2 3 2 2 2 3 1 2 1 3. Okay. All of those seem to be right, though.
Yeah, the one below on the 0 road can't be right, though.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Okay, yeah, thank you. Okay, so that's... Okay. So if it's 2 2... 2 1 1...
Yeah.
4 6...
Oh god, this is why I hate Sudokus. Maybe another hint? I mean, we have 4.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so hint. Do you want to try this one?
Yeah.
This 2 2. Oh, interesting. Okay. So that means that I think that 2 3 1 2 1 3 3 2. So one of these is wrong. That must be wrong. 3. Oh,
And then we have
6.
6
Yep.
there.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Then but we still have 5 here. Two, 3 1 2 1 3. One 1 0. Should we just check this row? Yeah, sorry. Oh, okay, okay. So where does that leave us now then?
I don't know.
That leaves us wrong here.
Yeah. And that leaves us with
5. 2 3 2 1 3 2 3 1 2 2 2 2 3. Okay, so 1 1 must be there.
Yeah.
Is that it, do you think?
I think so. I think so.
Yes! Yes!
Well done.
Oh,
Well
an
done.
arbitrary excavation experience there. Wet screen, aka tamisage. Ooh, that sounds exciting. Okay, so put it back over here again.
Yeah.
Bucket swaying in my grip, I made my way down to the main catwalk, intending to return to my square. I paused when I saw DeAndre staring at the dirt wall in deep concentration. Every few moments he would raise his trowel, but stop inches before the blade touched the soil, then retreat. Well, we've all been
Poor
there.
boy.
Yeah. He looked like he was about to defuse a bomb, but he didn't know which wire to cut. Hey, DeAndre, what's up? Startled, he turned towards me, and his focused expression melted into a relieved grin.
Aw.
Bless. This is the guy who took a gap year in New Zealand, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the guy who helped us to our tent
Yes,
when
yeah.
we got sloppy drunk.
That's right, sloppy drunk, yep. Hey, just finished the tamisage? Yes, the layer I'm working on is mostly dirt, so there's not much to find. What about you? You seem a little hesitant. I am starting to see why I've delayed picking an elective. Right now, I'm paranoid about digging through heaps of layers and not being aware of it. And I've been there. I've definitely been there before. How do you know what's what? And how do you know? And normally they just say, "Look, you're gonna make mistakes. Just do it, and then eventually you'll see what you're looking at." And obviously that's why they don't put new students on important parts of excavations.
Exactly. That's why he's not down in the pit
Exactly.
with Melissa.
Exactly. He handed over the photograph, and I balked at the number of pencil marks that were drawn, erased and redrawn, along with ink lines that were dotted instead of solid.
Aww.
And I thought I struggled with my square. If anything, his square was easier due to all the rocks that clearly indicated the end of a layer. Oh dear. So he's athletic, but I don't know. It doesn't mean he's dumb. It just means that he's just, it takes.
A bit
It's like a magic
insecure
eye.
about his excavation skills,
Exactly.
which is reasonable when you're doing a course.
Exactly. You clearly marked out the couche de merde nicely. That was the easy part. It was compressed and dark compared to the next sediments.
Oh.
They all blur into a blob of brown. How am I even supposed?
I feel you, DeAndre.
How am I supposed to tell them apart? DeAndre, rely on the photograph or offer to etch out the layers. Should we offer to help? Yeah, let's go on. If you like, I could mark out all the layers for you. I mean, it's only a guideline and more of a temporary solution, since I can't predict if any layers will emerge. Any other layers will emerge while you dig. Oh, wow, she's really getting the hang of this.
Yeah, huh?
Seriously, if anything, I should have thought of it first instead of darting between the photograph and the real thing. I glanced down at the picture. I had a feeling of many of the lines were what Augustine or Hendrik had penned in their expertise, and not based on what DeAndre proposed. Hence, even with the photograph, DeAndre wasn't sure why the layers were separated as they were. Okay, so this is someone who's expecting layers. They've drawn it on his photograph, and they haven't told him what's going on. Here, I got this, says Melissa.
Aw, she's so confident.
If only we could high five. I extended my hand, and he handed me the trowel. I deliberately carved out. So she's carving onto the soil. Oh, that's really nice. Carved out a thin line, carefully to use prominent rocks as points of reference. There. I stepped back to admire my own handiwork. DeAndre gave a low whistle. If only I could whistle. Of approval as I returned his trowel. Thanks, Mel. Maybe I'll do a decent job here after all.
Aww.
I don't want to go back to the lab. Didn't like the lab so much, eh? Well, it was boring and repetitive. Then again, so is excavating, but at least you're not getting high off ink and nail polish fumes. Yeah, or acetone. Sorry, this is something you're striving for, and I sort of, please, it's fine, even if you don't like it. I'm glad you're trying to do your best anyway. Okay, so he's, as you say, it's an elective module. Maybe he's learning a valuable lesson. That is that he doesn't want to be an archaeologist. That's to avoid failing. I'd hate to end up retaking an elective, especially one that goes for a full semester. I just want to graduate already. 3-year degree? More like 5 if you're balancing work as well. Work? What's your job? I play for Perona RC. RC stands for Rugby Club, of course. Or if you're British, RFC, the Rugby Football Club. It's not your university team? I always assumed it was like that. And you get paid for it? Wait. That's right, I'm a professional rugby player. My team participates in the top flight league here. No way! Why didn't you tell me before? It's not that amazing. I'm just amazing. No, I certainly worked my arse off for it, but I'm not one to brag too much. Besides, he says, sort of going, oh, yeah. Besides, even if I did, it's not as if you've heard of the team or even of the league. True, I don't even follow it back home. Is rugby popular here? I think it is. Not as popular as football or cycling, but it's a growing sport. That's not... Well, no, oh no, hang on. Are they in Belgium?
They're in French. In France.
They're in France.
Belgium.
No, I think they're in Belgium, because I think in France rugby is very popular, but maybe in Belgium. Okay, fair enough. And aren't you required to train all year round or something? Shoot. What did the email say? I think the training resumes in early August, but of course the coach is understanding of my situation. The season itself starts in the fall and runs until May. What, afraid I'll have to leave so soon? He says with a wry smile. Look at that face. Despite rolling my eyes, I chuckled at his question. Oh yes, tears on my pillow, because I lost my best kitchen partner, says Melissa. I admit, we make a pretty awesome duo.
Aww.
He gestured to his square. Now that you've helped me to not fail, I should probably stop distracting you. I don't want you to get marks deducted because you decided to flirt with the star player. DeAndre, this is not becoming of you. That elicited another laugh from me, and we exchanged a cheerful goodbye. Remembering to grab my bucket, I made a beeline for the ladder. Yeah.
I'm so glad she remembered her bucket.
Yeah. I was surprised to find out that DeAndre was a professional athlete. There didn't seem to be much fuss surrounding him here.
Well, he's not Ronaldo, is he?
No. So activities failed at catch. Oh. Wait, seriously, how did I end up here? Oh dear. I skidded to a halt to get a better idea of my location. My morning jog had been extended way longer than I'd intended. Oh, I'll try this off-road, I said. I won't get lost, I said. The hoodie around my waist had gotten loose, and I retied the sleeves while I walked briskly along the street. I was definitely high up. Beside me was a steep slope, and I knew the cave was located somewhere below. It's already past 8. I should have found my way back like 20 minutes ago. She looks quite worried.
Oh, man.
Yeah. I sauntered? You can't be that worried and saunter. I sauntered closer to the slope and peered down, wondering if I could find a shortcut. No way. That's the cave down there. It was unmistakable. There was a protruding shed half hidden in the rock. I could see the worn path. I did not see any trail that descended down, not without weaving through the bushes and trees anyway. If I backtracked, I would be horribly late. What to do?
Shortcut.
Just go for it. Like base jump. There's no other option than to hurl yourself down the slope. Since when have you ever acted rationally? You're not starting now. Oh, so really, it's all go for it, but should we just hurl ourselves?
Yeah.
Just for a laugh, okay. I really didn't have a choice in the matter, did I? I took one precise step to secure my footing before launching myself, then half slipped, half ran down the slope. Narrowly dodging trees, I stumbled and ended up bursting through a thicket of bushes. Do all these bushes have thorns? What is this place? I shielded my face as I ducked under lower branches as the walkway came into view. I grabbed a tree trunk to stop my momentum, huffing and puffing heavily from my detour. I emerged from the forest in a less than stellar state, all scratched with leaves stuck to me everywhere. A few curious students glanced up in surprise. When Hendrik noticed their movements, he followed their gaze and gave me a bewildered look. What happened to you? Oh no, he's French, isn't he? Hey, this guy is French. So, what happened to you? Took the wrong turn during my jog. I'm still intact, though. I let out a nervous giggle as I hastily brushed off the leaves and plopped down in an empty chair, wanting to drown myself in the work immediately. Says Joan. She tapped her head repeatedly as I combed my fingers through my hair in response, trying to fix my dishevelment. After a few moments, Joan delicately reached over and plucked a leaf from my hair. Oh, merci. We exchanged an amused smile and we silently returned to our tasks. That was nice of her. Although we were in the shade, I started to feel unusually warm as time went on.
Oh no.
Oh, she caused something. I squinted as I struggled to jot down the information on the bone. I wiped my forehead, then paused, surprised by how much sweat had accumulated. It can't be because...
relaxation.
Yeah, exactly. It could have been, yeah. It can't be because of the jog. That was hours ago. The pen grazed against the bone and made an illegible squiggle when my hands involuntarily jerked. Now, is she diabetic?
Yes, she is.
The trembling didn't stop, and I placed the items down as dread settled in. Crap! Or merde. I shoved my hands into my pockets, searching for the hard candies I had on me whenever my blood sugar was low. Ah, yes. I froze when I realised they were empty. I frantically patted myself down. I always carried emergency rations on me. How could... Oh, no! They must have fallen out of my pocket when I slid down the slope. Just because we hurled ourselves down the slope.
Probably.
Left our sweets up there. I shot up, nearly knocking the chair over in my haste. Joan flinched. She always looks really nervous, Joan, doesn't she? Yeah. Then I put a hand to her mouth when she saw my state. Oh dear. Te sens-tu malade or something? Sick? Yeah, not feeling well. I need sugar. Confused chatter rose from the table and Hendrik announced something to calm the students down. However, I was not in the mood to address them, and I strained to recall where I could get something sweet and fast. Wait, the fridge. With semi-shaky legs, I started walking over to the outdoor kitchen, feeling lightheaded. Something warm brushed against my arm, and Joan gently touched my shoulder.
Aww.
Are you okay? I help? Can you grab me some apple juice? Pomme juice. Jus de pomme. Despite my struggles, Joan understood my request and made a beeline for the kitchen. I decided it was better for me to sit on the bench before symptoms worsened. Yeah. I heard DeAndre and Kyler snapping at each other behind the counter. The words were in French, but even I could tell it wasn't friendly banter. Their constant shuffling blocking the path to the fridge, and Joan surveyed the situation. With clenched fists, she impatiently marched over. Bouge de là, Melissa est malade. Oui, madame. DeAndre and Kyla exchanged shocked glances, but shuffled aside to allow Joan through. In her hurry, she fumbled when she grabbed the cup, but regained her movements. Just after pouring the juice, she briskly walked over towards me, doing her best to hold the cup steady.
Aww.
DeAndre tried to rush over, but Kyla barked out something harsh. Are these two fighting over Melissa?
I think so.
Oh, drama.
I mean, but Kyler hasn't even spoken to us like more than once.
I know. But you know, sometimes sometimes people get it in their head, don't they?
Yeah.
She's my girl. DeAndre resentfully retreated a few steps. Oh, look. Sorry, she suddenly got close. Joan sat next to me, making sure my fingers grasped the cup firmly. The rim quivered against my lips, and I was able to take a gulp. The tangy sweetness of apple juice filled my mouth. Amidst all this, I could hear Joan talking to Kyla and DeAndre in French, presumably explaining the situation. No one barraged me with questions. As my condition improved, Joan let out a sigh of relief and inched a little farther away to give me more room. Although it's still kind of weird that these three are just looking at you.
Yeah.
I licked my lips, wiped my mouth with my arm as I mumbled behind my knuckles. Merci beaucoup. My amount of gratitude could not be expressed in just 2 words, but I hope they could sense the heartfelt emotion behind them. You better? Much better. I admit it's been a while since I had an episode like that. What was that exactly? Says DeAndre. You looked as if you were going to pass out right then and there. Kyla, don't pester her with questions. She's still recovering. What the hell, man? Who died and made you boss? Joan waved an arm to get their attention. Calmez-vous. The tension dissolved, and the three looked at me inquisitively. I cradled the cup in my lap as I formulated an answer. I'm okay now, honest. Crack a joke, ask Joan to stay, requests for some time alone, retire to the indoor lab, or retreat to the tent. What do you reckon?
Crack a joke?
Crack a joke? Okay. You guys don't need to get all sweet on me now. I'm doing fine. I love how Melissa's a pun person. I'm doing fine. I let out a weak laugh to show I was kidding. Jandre chuckled, while Kyla looked appalled that I could act airily about the situation. Oh dear. Oh dear.
I don't like him either.
Yeah.
So.
Jandre, I guess you can't really sugarcoat these things, can you? Oh yeah! Oh yeah!
The pun master.
That's life. C'est la vie. You take the highs with the lows. Joan, what? What's going on? Kyla, ugh. Ugh. You guys are terrible. Unable to appreciate such high comedy, says Jandre. Now, I think, well, wasn't, Hendrik also big on geology puns? I think.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, he was.
Yes.
He was.
Kyla disappeared behind the outdoor counter again while Joan lingered. Joan... ...
He's confused.
Yeah. Thank you, Joan. You helped me a lot. I'm glad. I will speak to Sherry. You were sick bad. She should know. As much as I don't want to admit it, good call. Please do. Sherry being the site supervisor.
Mm-hmm.
No, sorry, the student supervisor. She nodded and left for the cave trail. Now it was just me and DeAndre. The lightheartedness faded and he knelt down before me, placing a concerned hand on my shoulder.
Oh my.
Oh my. You're sure you're fine, Mel? Is there anything I can do? Well, there is one thing, says Melissa. You could grab my diabetic bag from the tent. It's solid green. You can't miss it. I need to check my sugar levels. Can do. Just sit tight. Off he goes. With one final pat, he stood up and walked around the museum building. He returned carrying the case, and I set the cup of apple juice down before I unzipped it. Sensing him lingering nearby, I gave him a reassuring laugh. I'm fine now. Seriously, you can return to your cooking duties and stuff. Sorry for sending you off to fetch it on a fetch quest like that. Fetch quest? Clearly he doesn't play computer games. We were interrupted by the clanging of pots, followed by an angry French curse. DeAndre groaned loudly. God damn it, Kyla fails at this. Now that, I imagine, is a bad translation from Japanese or something.
Yeah.
What? Cooking? With an incredulous stare, he gave a helpless shrug. More like everything. I'll complain to you after. Focus on resting first.
Aww.
Later, Mel. Laters. While the two continued their argument, I checked my sugar levels and sighed in relief. Still, I was exhausted after my hypoglycemic episode. Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. There you are, says someone. It's Cherie. Sorry about not finding you.
Worried.
Yeah, she always is worried, isn't she? Sorry about not finding you. I needed to get my glucose levels back to normal first. No, I understand. Do you know what caused it? I didn't see you at breakfast. She went for a jog without having breakfast. That's what it was, I think. Now, I got lost. Not only did I jog longer than I intended, but I also skipped a meal, exactly. This made me sound more and more irresponsible as I went on. And I lost my emergency candy. I know that's a serious thing, but that's a... Please, don't fail me. Oh, come on, Melissa, chill. I wouldn't deduct marks for this, says Sherry. Melissa, I think you should go and get some rest. Let's focus on getting your meal schedule back on track. Okay. Right, said Melissa. However, I'd like to talk to you about this later. My shoulders pricked, and I could only stammer an agreement. Okay. What will she bring up anyway? I hope it's not about monitoring me. Oh. So, this is what happens next. Go to the lab. Failed at lab. 6 more objects to clean in the lab today. Good luck. Okay.
Yay, cleaning.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so we've got this muddy...
Target force 16.
Yeah. Now, can you remember what these forces were?
Toothpick is like 1. The brush is like 3 or 4.
Should we go with craft stick?
Yeah.
Okay. So, force 3.
Mm-hmm.
Bucket sieve?
Maybe.
Cloth, bucket sieve. 16? No. Oh, what is that?
You didn't click it.
I did?
Or did you?
Nothing. Okay, let's go with cloth. Oh, nothing. Okay. Interesting.
What's that?
I don't suppose we might have... so check. Oh, it only tells you one of them.
Oh.
So, we've got 12. That's not too bad. 3, 8.
No.
Okay, okay. Click continue. So, target force 20.
So, bucket.
Bucket sieve, 7. That was 3, wasn't it? So that's 10.
Mm-hmm.
So, cloth.
Yeah. And sticks, maybe.
Sticks. Check. 16 instead of 20. Okay. 15 for the next one. Now,
Okay.
it would be good if they changed the picture of the artifact, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm. It would be.
And also if the artifact wasn't literally like a mud cookie. So 15. So let's go with that. 9 and brush.
Yeah.
Yeah. 11.
We're continually 4 off.
We are, but that's at least we're consistent.
So bucket and sieve.
Cloth.
Cloth.
So that would be about 14 plus brush.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Oh! Rats. Okay, next.
We're too gentle.
Too gentle, too gentle. Okay, this time no more gentleness. Cloth, craft stick.
I think we can go for
brush.
everything. It's 23.
Okay, check. I
Shit.
Okay, click to continue. Okay, let's not go crazy this time. So bucket sieve, cloth, craft stick. Is that enough? Brush.
Yay.
Toothpick.
Toothpick. Maybe.
Toothpick. Okay. Yeah.
Yay!
Nice and clean. Nice and clean. Okay. Oh.
No, we didn't.
No, didn't do a very good job. Okay. Failed activities. So gaming, fail. Just having a fail type day.
Yeah.
I know you're capable, but what happened doesn't sit well with me, says Sherry. Oh dear. You'll be alone all weekend, and none of us are staying in Corrine. If you like, you can stay with Helena and me. I held in a groan, sorry. If it was only one night, I would be fine with it. However, I felt it would be an inconvenience if I roomed there for 3 nights. Moreover, I wasn't sure if I would enjoy spending time there with the language barrier and the age gap. I promise I'll monitor myself extra carefully over the weekend. I can set an alarm to wake myself up and check the glucose levels. I can leave food next to my bed. I can do a lot of things. I feel it hinders your independence, but you're my only student on this field trip. But no, sorry, really? Oh, right, okay. It's my responsibility to guarantee your safety and well-being. I want this to be a wonderful experience. Maybe I should cancel my plans and stay here just in case. Oh, dear.
Aww.
Melissa's like, ah. At that moment, the office chair swiveled round and Hendrik veered from his laptop. Is he going to stay, do you think? Look after me?
Please stay, Henrik.
Yeah. If it's not a problem, I could stay. Yeah.
Good guy.
It'd be no trouble, and I'd catch up on my work too, with his geology puns. I'm happy with that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, would you? You're a godsend, Hendrik. Relieved, Sherry exhaled, a hand on her chest. From her tone of voice, it was like the choice was already made, without my input. She must have known him for a long time to place so much trust in him. Of course, Melissa has the final say. Don't feel pressured to say yes because I offered. You know yourself best, and I respect your decision. My eyes darted between Sherry and Hendrik, one obviously more distraught than the other.
Yeah.
I know myself best, huh? She thinks. Then, it's up to Hendrik. Decline the offer, accept the offer.
accept the offer.
Yeah, spend the weekend with Hendrik. I admit it had been a while since my last hypoglycemic episode, and it would be comforting to have someone occupying the same building. It wasn't babysitting, it was simply an extra precaution, I reminded myself. Besides, Hendrik did say he could finish more work. Maybe I could brush up my geology education too. I also wasn't looking forward to another sleepless experience. Who knew a museum could feel so eerie at night?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You said it was no trouble, right? Then I'd appreciate if you stayed the weekend. Cool, says Hendrik. Yay! Geology pun! Oh, I wish I knew Hendrik in real life. I would hang around with him.
He seems neat.
Yeah. I'm glad we got this situation sorted out, says Sherry. Augustine walked through the entrance announcing that he had locked everything up, save for the back and front door. All done. Now has the discussion been settled? Augustine had been in the same room briefly when Sherry first addressed me. Therefore, he had a gist of the situation. It has. Hendrik has offered to stay, said Sherry. Augustine, not a bad decision. He is behind on his work. Again, sorry about that. I'll catch up now. Then I'll see you on Monday morning. Melissa? Hendrik? Right. Take care, Sherry. Bye, Augustine. Sherry grabbed her purse and walked out while Augustine followed. He lingered by the door, his eyes sparkling mischievously. What's he getting up to? It might be a good thing for you to spend some quality time with a cute girl. That's not good lab practice.
No. Totally inappropriate, Augustine.
Indeed. Nonkel, you know me. The chief archaeologist left and closed the lab door while Hendrik...
I know their family, but man...
Yeah. While Hendrik... Because actually, he was talking, wasn't he, about how, like, at Christmas meals and things, he had been accused of being less than engaged with humanity. The chief archaeologist left and closed the lab door while Hendrik rubbed the back of his head in embarrassment. Poor guy.
I understand the poor guy.
See now, old man, you're a student here, not... Sorry about that. It's fine. What's the work you're behind on anyway, said Melissa. Sitting back, he rolled down the office chair to his laptop and rested his hand on the mouse. Just some documents from last year that I still need to get around to. He made a few clicks, opening an application I wasn't familiar with. I work here exclusively during the summer, so things can pile up quickly. Hendrik instantly brightened like a child as he whirled towards me. I'm updating the microstratigraphy log now that I've got some new dates established. Want to see? Sure. What is that exactly? Behold the entire strata of Grotte de Calaine. He opened up a huge visual diagram. One side was colourful, all earth tones, with various dots of grey spots of various sizes. It took me a moment to realise that I was looking at all of the layers documented. The top had a cavern picture, including a cute bat, and spelethems. Each sediment had its own assignment, identification, and information blurb. And that was just the stuff going back to 40,000 years ago. Whoa, can you scroll down? I want to see where I'm excavating. Layer name? Asked Hendrik. I'm almost done with 3C-L. So you're roughly around the 120,000 mark, closer to the end of the Eemian period, depending on who you ask. Either way, it's still interglacial sediments. Summers were dry and warm, winters were mild with temperature, and boreal trees. It was forested then. Gets cooler around the 130,000 mark, the beginning of the early Eemian period. There's a surge of pine and spruce in the pollen counts. The cursor circled the indicated spot. Tons of... I'd like to see this diagram. It's a shame.
Yeah, me too. It sounds really interesting.
It does, yeah. Tons of clay layers. You'll have fun when you get to those. I didn't bore you, did I? He says quickly. Of course not. Actually, to be honest, I was surprised you knew so much about pollen counts. That doesn't seem geology-ish. Palynology isn't my strong point, but it's useful when applied in geology, like geochronology and archaeology. Climate change, etc., etc. en ondere. You pick up the interdisciplinary sciences as you go, which is true. This is very true.
Very true.
I've been saying that well, not all my life, obviously, but ever since I first understood archaeology. Yeah, the more you know about more, then the better. When you're reconstructing worlds. If anything, I'm better at compiling the data. I leave the bio stuff to real experts. Well, that's fair enough as well. Yeah.
He's very, very sound.
He is, yeah.
As a scientist.
Yeah. Now, and he knows puns. I mean, he's my kind of guy.
I want to be his friend.
Frankly, I would almost date the guy. Now, the stuff I focus on are in situ and reworked paleosols along with. There was an low grumble, and I turned away from the computer screen. He chuckled and clicked out of the program. Since the students left, dinner was not served, and I was getting close to the time that I should be eating. It's probably best if we stop there. I tend to get wrapped up in my work. I hope I didn't talk your ear off. Yes! More geology. This guy must have like a list. He must just have a book of... That will make a good pen. No, I'll be pestering you all weekend with this type of stuff. You won't mind, right? This internship provided me with opportunities to converse with people of various expertise. How could I pass it up, he says. By all means, you're a student... Oh, no, sorry. She says, sorry. By all means, you're a student here too. Wait. If I'm staying here, I should pick up the stuff from my place. And food. I can't eat the leftovers here. He walked over to the lab entrance, grabbed his keys off a small peg. Are you in the mood for spaghetti? I'm not an amazing cook, but I already have the ingredients back home, and I can make it here if you don't mind waiting a little longer. Yes, I'd love spaghetti, says Melissa. Yay! Then before I go, is there anything you avoid eating? Allergies, diet restrictions? I'm pretty flexible when it comes to food, but I don't eat red meat. Okay, fair enough. Back in a bit, Melissa. With a jingle of his keys, he departed, leaving me to my own devices. I'll keep myself busy for now. Now, if this was me in the lab, I'd be itching to push buttons. So
yeah,
maybe we should leave the room. Oh, there we are. Yep. A while later, Hendrik was making the sauce in a large skillet, stirring in basil and crushed tomatoes. The garlic cloves smelled heavenly. I was across the counter, elbows propped up while I watched him. I thought you said you weren't a great cook or great at cooking. This is a 4-ingredient sauce. I hardly think it counts as anything above a beginner level. 5 if you count the salt and pepper, or wouldn't that be 6? My word, a 6-ingredient pasta sauce. I'm moving up the culinary strata. I hope you don't mind a meatless sauce though. Vegetarian? For a while now. You? Or do you only avoid red meat? You could call me a semi-vegetarian. I avoid meat when I can. The lazy vegetarian diet.
I relate so hard to this man.
Yeah, so he loves his work. He's got a fairly good sense of humour. He's a good scientist, and he judges people for being lazy vegetarians. More like, I avoid meat, but I won't say no to Grandma's yearly Christmas steak. Don't want to break her heart after all the effort she puts into our meals. Some of my family members were baffled when I started making the switch. My old bomber would be all, back in my day, we slathered everything in butter and deep fried it. And that was the way we liked it. Bomber? What's your surname again? Lukenhaus. I'm from the Flanders region. Flemish. Belgian Dutch. It's spoken there. Augustine is my mother's brother, if you're trying to figure out our family relations. Makes sense. And you know all 3 languages? That and some German. Very meagre though. I got my Master of Science in Geology in Germany, and only English knowledge was required. Oh. Interesting. Geez, you're quite accomplished. That's wow. What an ironic thing. That's wow. Oh, no need to flatter me. I don't think I'm that. Oh dear. Oh shit.
It's burning.
Oh shit, it's burning. Right, okay, right. Oh shit, it's burning. He quickly removed the skillet and placed it on a wooden platform, followed by a boiled pot of pasta. Grabbing a creased rag, he waved away the thick white smoke, then mustered up a sheepish smile. Smooth, says Melissa. Let's pretend you're still impressed, eh? Bon appetit, shall we?
Shall we?
Shall, did you say shall we?
Yeah.
Oh, shall. Yes. I missed the pun, sorry. The sauce was a tinge garlicky, but I ate it without complaint. It was a refreshing change from the weekend leftovers, and I was grateful for his generosity. We ate outside, focusing on our meals too much to talk. Then, when I was done, I set a fork down on the plate with a clank, drawing Hendrik's attention. You sure were famished. What about your plans? What are your plans now? Sleep, hit the books, offer to do the dishes.
Offer to do the dishes.
Yeah, it's the right thing to do, isn't it? I'll do the dishes. It's only fair since you made us dinner. Are you sure? Of course. Let me return the favour. You did more than your share. Besides, wouldn't you like to return to your work ASAP? He averted his gaze, confirming I was right, as he found the offer too enticing to protest. Then, if you wouldn't mind... Cramming the remaining pasta into his mouth, he stood up, chewing frantically. After arranging the fork on the plate, he casually passed it over and cleared his throat. Thanks, Melissa. I admit that's one of the drawbacks of living alone. You can't divide up the chores. He headed for the museum entrance. I let out a hopeless sigh, but my lips curled into a faint smile.
Oh.
Really? Plates in hand, I transferred all the utensils, including the skillet and pot. When I was done washing, I grabbed my pyjamas and other belongings from the tent and trooped up to the second floor of the building. As I got ready for bed, I wondered where Hendrik would spend the night. Most likely downstairs. The laboratory was spacious if you moved the tables. At least I wouldn't have to worry about ghosts tonight. The wooden stairs were cold against my bare feet as I stepped down the creaky panels. Sleepily rubbing one eye, I stopped in front of the lab door. After combing my hair with my fingers to give me a half-decent appearance, I opened the door with a crack and peered inside. Hendrik, you up? Do you think Hendrik's been murdered, maybe?
I think he hasn't gone to sleep yet.
Oh, okay. The lights were on. I opened the door completely and stepped into the room. I spotted Hendrik slumped over his laptop. A few fingers resting on the keyboard, his face was obscured behind his arm. It was evident he was sleeping.
See?
You didn't go to bed at all, did you? Yeah. Oh, cute pyjamas though, with little.
Very cute.
Yeah, with little almost Hello Kitty bunny type thing.
Mm-hmm.
I quietly approached him and raised a hand, wondering if I should tap him on the shoulder to wake him. Maybe it was better if I left him. So wake him up, let him wake up on his own. Make coffee first.
Make coffee first.
Yeah. I think coffee will be the perfect wake-up call. Besides, he did mention the disadvantages of living alone. Maybe it'll be welcoming to wake up to some fresh coffee already made for a change. Aww.
So cute.
Speaking of which, actually, I think I'll just... I didn't know what he preferred, but I reckoned regular old black coffee was a safe bet. I think so.
Yeah.
Certainly in Belgium.
Yeah.
I went into the outdoor kitchen and examined the coffee machine to determine its complexity. I delighted that it used coffee pods. I picked a dark roast from the capsule holder and prepared a single cup. When I returned, I pushed the keyboard out of the way and then gently shook Hendrik's shoulder. He let out a lazy yawn and sat up. Once I set the mug down, his eyes lit up with interest, and he glanced my way. Morning! Thought you'd like a pick-me-up. Sorry, I wasn't sure what you wanted, so it's plain black. He smiled and gingerly hooked a finger through the handle. It's perfect. I like my coffee how I like my job. Dark and dirty.
Aww.
He grinned. He grinned. That's not remotely how I think he's saying it, obviously. He grinned proudly to himself as I rolled my eyes at his joke, and he swiveled the chair in my direction. Thanks, Melissa. I really needed that. I practically passed out. You were able to finish some stuff? Were you able to finish some stuff? We'll find out once I start reviewing it. After a tiny sip, he set the coffee down and navigated the mouse. pages of the letter M and commas. You see, I thought that would happen. He just went to sleep on the keyboard, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the Royal Society of Archaeology would accept this. Well, he corrected his work. I made a caramel macchiato and settled in one of the chairs, positioned at the centre table. Caramel macchiato for a diabetic. At the centre table.
Well, maybe she just takes her risks.
Yeah. She lived. Well, she did. We did hurl her down a mountain.
True.
We make small talk while we enjoy our drinks, mostly about the work he had accomplished or not, and how Hendrik never found the museum that creepy at night. What do you mean you've never experienced the sounds of someone slowly walking up the stairs and stopping? He's like, you don't seem like someone who'd be terrified of ghosts. I was honestly never scared of ghosts until now. I'm blaming your uncle, his wrath of the Neanderthal joke. Or say Neanderthal. If anything was haunting this museum, it'd be all the cave bears we dug up, has said Hendrik. He set his empty mug down next to his computer. I'm going for a shower. Even a geologist likes to be dirt-free once in a while. As long as you don't steal the hot water, it's my one luxury when everyone is gone, said Melissa. Oh. No 20-minute showers? No 20-minute showers. Gotcha. Standing up, he set his laptop in sleep mode. As he walked down the hallway, I whimsically swiveled my chair toward the table. My eyes fell on a bright green bottle next to a small bag, judging by the washcloth folded inside it. I grabbed the bottle, briefly scanned the contents before bolting out of my chair. Oh. Hendrik, you forgot your shampoo. Oh, phew. Your shampoo. I thought it was going to be like, you've been poisoned! You've been poisoned by the cave bears! Hendrik, you forgot your shampoo. Peering around the corner, he'd already had a towel thrown over his shoulder. I tossed the bottle underhandedly, and he caught it with ease. Thanks, you spared me a potentially awkward moment there. No probs. Dance. Yeah, activity, dancing. Success.
Dance.
Success.
We're so good at dancing.
Oh, you had to go and jinx it.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, so I think we can keep the week as it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
So lab, go to the lab. Success. You have 6 more objects to clean in the lab today. Good luck. Okay.
Yeah. We'll do better this time.
We will do better. Target force 20. So bucket sieve. That's
Cloth
9.
and
Cloth.
brush.
Okay. 17. Nice and clean though. Nice and clean. Okay. That's good. 22. Bucket sieve. Cloth. Sticks. Sticks. Yes! Exactly the right force. Cool. Win. 17. So bucket sieve, cloth. Toothpick.
Yeah.
Toothpick. Check. Oh! Whoops. You broke an object. It's okay. So bucket sieve, cloth. And that's it, I think.
I think we need something more.
Toothpick then.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh! Still too dirty. Oh dear. Okay, so bucket sieve, cloth, and brush. Brush. Check. Oh, we got to. Oh. So 20. Bucket sieve, cloth.
And brush.
Okay. Oh! We broke the object! Damn it! We didn't do a very good job today! Oh well. Okay.
At least
Augustine.
we're trying.
Yes. Augustine, why does this vertebra look so pitted? Looks like a cave bear got eaten by a smart hyena or lion. Those are bite marks attacking the anterior thoracic vertebral column. And lower spine. Petit fleur. God, he's a patronising man at times as well, isn't he? Oh, little flower. I squealed in my seat as a brush poked my back. What? Oh, did he poke her? If that is from layer A2GR, I believe we already have 3 bones from the same animal. Must be tough piecing it all together. We have collections going back to the 80s. We are still fitting pieces found decades apart. Do people always know about this cave? How was it found? That's a good question.
Mm-hmm.
You're aware of the popular movie with an archaeologist who carries a whip, yes? Oh, yes, yes. Because of that movie, my kids were inspired and explored the region, pretending to find treasure. Silly kids stumbled on a cave here. Who knew an inaccurate portrayal of archaeology would lead to a real archaeological discovery? And
Oh my God.
there is the essence of so many archaeologists and real life archaeologists inspired by Indy.
I also enjoy how they're slagging this popular
Yeah,
movie
yeah.
with a whip without naming
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Oh, but it's true. It's true.
It's very true.
Yeah. We still get an occasional student who's disappointed the cave is not a booby-trapped temple. I would lose myself. No, I would lose all my help, sorry, if that was the case, I bet, yeah. Maybe it is, and we just haven't dug up the traps yet. If so, you will be the first to find out. He laughed, then excused himself, and I glanced at the chewed bone. Maybe I should dig on a higher level instead, said Melissa. Fail at... Completely famished by the morning's tasks, I scooted onto the bench with a bowl of mushroom soup. Grabbing a slice of Swiss cheese, I teared it and dropped the pieces into the soup. Chantal, what are you doing? Adding cheese to my soup? Chantal, is that what people do in America? I was thinking it was a little bit uncouth, but you know. Then again, we sometimes grate cheese into our soup. That's okay, isn't it? Surely, it's what I do, I guess. It's common enough. I haven't really thought about it. Kyla, a few seats down, I noticed Kyla was also eyeing my actions before silently returning to his meal. Was adding cheese to soup really that bizarre? I hear a holler behind us, and many of us automatically turn our heads towards the driveway. Oh, hello. Sorry. A tall woman dragged the suitcase behind her, while her free hand waved towards one end of the eating area. Hendrik immediately stood up and approached her. Rose, glad you could finally make it. I didn't think you'd arrived this early. Oh, is she his girlfriend? No thanks to you. You practically ditched me in the middle of those core samples. Yeah. What can I say? Analysing core samples is boring. Oh no, don't. Oh, boring. Don't pun around me, she says, Mr. Ace Geologist. It's boring. God, I love him. Her stern expression faded and they both exchanged a cordial grin as they leaned in for a cheek kiss. Augustine and Sherry gathered around her as well. Would it be okay to introduce myself too? Say hello, or maybe later.
Say hello.
Okay. I couldn't hurt.
She's American.
Besides, yeah, that's true. Yeah, she's going to be eager to say hello. She was part of the main excavation team, right? I knew Sherry would introduce me to her eventually. I sauntered over, once again sauntering, while Rose gave a greeting kiss to both Augustine and Sherry. My professor smiled and extended an arm to beckon me closer. Okay, there you go. Ah, this is your summer student, Sherry. I swear they're getting younger and younger every year, says Rose. Oh no, she's almost a third year. I get it a lot. Don't worry about it, says the baby-faced Melissa. You'll appreciate it as you get older, says Rose. Anyway, I'm Rosemarie. She extended her hand and I took it respectfully. And you are? Melissa Flore. Oh, so her actually, okay. So the guy wasn't really patronising her. Because she is essentially a petit Flore.
True, true, still.
Or Flore, yeah. Melissa Flore, or Flores, do you work here too? Yes, I'm one of the archaeologists here. I specialise in lithics, that's stone tools, and all that.
Cool.
She boldly jerked a thumb in Hendrik's direction. Basically, I focus on the rocks that Hendrik has no interest in because they've been touched by Neanderthal and early modern human hands. Hendrik, that's exactly inaccurate. Sort of. Entirely inaccurate, sorry. I may touch upon it a bit, mostly for petrological reasons, establishing geologic resource and trade routes. You know, one of my first... I read a paper in... I still remember, I think, in the second year, all about the petrology of the flints being used in France, and actually, they were, well, as he says, identifying where the rocks were coming from, that in particular the Neanderthals were using to make. So yeah, again, great research here. This game, all students should play this game.
I have a growing feeling that the developers of this game are archaeologists.
Yeah, they may well be. Rosemary does the technological aspect and the whole get into the mind of Neanderthal angle. Yes, that's true. Yeah. The what's the word? There's a word when you use tools and you. It'll come back to me. Which was a wonderful science in itself. You'll learn many things from Rosemary, Melissa, says Sherry. She's an expert flint knapper as well.
Oh.
She produced most of the example stone tools you see here.
Cool girl.
Oh, you flatter me, Sherry. I was starting to see there was a wide spectrum of work done in this cave. Sherry focused on bones, Augustine was on context and stratigraphy, Hendrik was all about rocks and sediments, and Rosemary on the tools that were left behind. I'm glad to see the gang's all here. And, thankfully, I made it in time for lunch. I am starving. Here, I can take your suitcase for you, says Hendrik. Thanks. Did you clear your place? You did arrive earlier than I thought you would, said Hendrik. She let out a heavy sigh, lowering her eyelids while Hendrik squirmed uneasily. It's partially my fault anyway. I should have texted ahead. After a step, she pivoted and gave me a little wave and a nod. Anyway, it was nice meeting you, Melissa. Look forward to my lecture on lithics later this week. My French is horrid, so Hendrik will have to be the translator for most of the students. For some reason, I could feel a kindling of affinity through that common fact. Melissa, I will! Rosemary and Hendrik continued their conversation as they headed for the museum. Happy with the introduction, I settled back down in my seat, hoping that my soup hadn't gone cold.
Yay! Successful socialization.
Melissa, over here, says Chantal. Chantal patted to a spot beside her while Joan was trying to get the campfire going. Can I? Of course. Joan, as tu besoin d'aide? Oops. Joan sighed and set the lighter down as she fiddled with the wood pile in the pit. Here you go. Here, you've got to make it like a tent, then placing the kindling in the centre. Soon we had a small fire going and Chantal clapped in awe. I thought you were a city girl, but you know your camp stuff. A bit. I went to dance camp. That's why she dances all weekend. Every summer. So we'd do things like chop firewood and go for hikes and build a postamina. What? Was that a dance camp or a boot camp? I swear, we did fun things too. We sang songs and ate lots of s'mores. Which apparently comes from the idea of, can I have some more of those, apparently.
Aww.
Yeah, that's my understanding. Chantal and Joan exchanged a glance and she translated my comments. S'mores? What are those? A great American tradition. You take a marshmallow, roasted over a campfire, some chocolate, and then sandwich them between graham crackers. That sounds like a strange combination. Is it good? Asks Chantal. Heavenly. We should make some sometime, says Melissa. Okay. Success. You have a new find to excavate today. Good luck. Okay. Okay. So should we do this and yes. Call it a day? Okay.
Sounds good.
So 3, 1. So that's got to be 1, 2, 3, 1. Surely. This is 3, and that's 3, 1 as well. So 1, 2, 1. So 3, 1. So that's 1, 3. 1, 2, 3. 2, 1. So 2, 1. 3. So that's got to be there, I guess. 2, 1. Yeah. 3, 2, 1. 2. So I suppose 2 in total. 1, 3. And then there's 1 missing.
We should probably move because the middle one is a 2-2 right now. So the
Oh, it is. Okay, yeah, okay. So there?
yeah.
No.
No, down below it.
There.
Yeah.
Oh, 2, 2, 1, 3. Yes, I think so. Check. Yeah! Woohoo! Wonder what we excavated. We found a bone. Oh, actually, and the space was shaped that was left behind.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Okay. Actually, should we end the day?
I think so.
Let's go. Yeah. Okay. These clay sediments are a pain. I grumbled inwardly as I wiped the dirty stick off yet again. I was on my knees trying to finish the last 25 centimetres. I did uncover tiny bones, but rationalised they weren't worth sketching in the grid.
Never do that.
No. There was a sound of scraping metal. I turned to see Hendrik climbing down the ladder behind me. What a rare sight. You're hardly ever in the cave, Hendrik. I know. As a geologist, you'd think it'd be the opposite, but I'm here. No, but here I am now. He surveyed my square and I started getting self-conscious, wondering if I was doing something wrong. Hope you don't mind the tight squeeze, said Hendrik. He knelt down next to me and I hastily moved to my haunches, offering him my knee pad. He shook his head. Don't worry about it. I'll just be here for a few minutes. I wanted to observe your digging techniques. Okay. After I made myself comfortable again, I leaned forward to start excavating. He watched, rubbing his chin thoughtfully. How am I doing? Is your wrist well? Any pains from repetition? He asked. No. Sherry gave me some pointers to avoid it. Great. Mind if I borrow your trowel for a second? He asked. Sure. I cleaned it, handed it over, and he grasped it nimbly. I've noticed your wrist is slightly angled. You're simply scraping or trailing your trowel through the dirt. It's painfully slow. Isn't archaeology supposed to be painfully slow? Well, yeah, she's almost a third year. Yeah. I think she's learning. Yeah. He chuckled and then held the trowel so it was parallel to the dirt. It is, but even you should be able to dig through a few centimetres a day. Align your trowel like so. Then make a nice downward flick with the wrist. The blade of the tool effortlessly sliced through the clay, much cleaner than before. And actually, I imagine, yeah, because cleaning clay, you can get this sort of really weird, rough, carpety texture, can't you? So don't be afraid to make large cuts, he says. This helps to avoid blurring the sediment lines, exactly, and it's neater and easier to distinguish. Admire his procedure or inwardly panic over him working in the square?
Admire.
Yeah, admire. Did we ever find out what happened to his hand?
No, I don't think so. Okay. I don't remember it anyway.
No. Maybe it's not really important, to be honest. Yeah.
But I'm curious.
His movements I'm curious. His movements were broad yet graceful. It was strange. Even with such a simple action, I could tell he was experienced. I watched in awe. I have to say, something obvious here. You're good at this. I've been doing this for years, so I have a slight inkling on how to excavate, he says. Also, he extended his arm upwards towards the middle of the square. The trowel smoothly grazed over the dirt until it bit into a slope. Your square isn't entirely vertical. Got to short it, straighten that wall, as they say. Or that, what's the word? Straighten the side of your trench, anyway. If you're worried about digging too far inward, use a ruler to double check. Thanks for the tip, Hendrik. J'ai problème? If you need me again, I'll be happy to assist. Just don't start taking me for granite. Yay! Love it. Okay, that was cheesy, even for you, she says. Hey, that pun is a classic. Maybe that's it. Maybe someone just chopped off his hand one day with his puns in a bar. Yeah. Just like, I'm sick of this. Chop. He returned the tool to me and stood up, glancing in Kyla's direction. Hendrik rubbed the back of his head, mulling over how to approach him. Finally, he tapped Kyla on the shoulder. Kyla begrudgingly stared at him before activating his implant. Oui. Kyla's voice struggled to keep an even tone, while Hendrik's voice had a shaky cheerfulness to it. I was wondering if you needed any help or had any questions. I'm fine. I do not need your help. Kyla returned to his square, ignoring Hendrik, who sighed ruefully. It's not the best time to ask if... it's not the best time to ask, even if my curiosity is killing me.
She's going to ask.
Yeah. I returned to my... Oh, no, she's not. Oh, I returned to my work while Hendrik climbed up the ladder, most likely to make his rounds with the other students. Staring at my trowel, I recalled Hendrik's movements and then attempted to mimic them to the best of my ability. Slice cleanly, huh? I inspected the work Hendrik did, and it made similarly sliced cuts into the soil. The clay was sticky and cumbersome, but it was not as bad when I had my trowel angled. The rest of the day was uneventful, but at least my progress was much better.
Yay.
I stood up and stretched, and it was a good time to take a small break and jot down some notes in my journal. I'm going to get some fresh air. You know, Kyla, you're going to get hypoxia if you don't go outside every now and then. I'll be fine. I don't need to breathe. I don't need to breathe.
I so expected him to say, "It'd be fine." I don't mind. Just let me die down
here. I'd rather get hypoxia than go out there with you. Okay, later, says Melissa.
He's so cranky.
He is a bit cranky. Okay. I think we should bring it to an end there, shouldn't we?
We should.
So, yeah, this has been a good long episode, but the question is tense. Why is the air around here so tense? Well, we'll have to find out next time,
Indeed.
I think. But I have had fun. This has been a good start to the new year.
Indeed.
And, it just continues to be probably the best archaeology content game I've ever played. It's just, it's fantastic.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah. But also as well, I don't know, just on the dating side of things, because that sort of gets me like girlishly squeeing. What do you think? Do you think that Rosemary is Hendrik's significant other?
Oh, I don't think so, since Augustine is going at him of not having a girl.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Maybe they're just friends.
Okay, maybe they're just friends. So you would... I mean, I was slightly jealous of Rosemary.
I imagine that there will come up a scene where you can choose if you want to act on jealousy or not, if you choose to date him.
Okay. Okay. Yeah,
But,
and maybe that's the thing. I'd be a drama queen. I'd just be like, and who are you?
Why are you talking to him? Because we work together, Melissa.
Not that I'm interested or anything. Love it. Okay, grand. Well, guys, hopefully you're enjoying this as well. I guess, well, as I say, we're definitely going to do another episode. And as ever, until next time, do take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.